how are you? I hope that you all had an amazing 4th of July yesterday and a great day with your family, whatever you were doing. We were just kind of chilling out, and actually we went to bed early. The kids didn't even get to watch the fireworks because, thank God, we have started implementing a new bedtime technique, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, because for the past few months I've really not been able to get that much sleep because I've been kind of having to like adapt to my nighttime technique to put the kids to bed, because with having two and they actually share the same room, it was getting a little bit of a nightmare because Isaac would fall on the boob and then I would put him in his bed, but then I couldn't bring Samuel because he started like bouncing on the bed and stuff like that. So I would have to take him to my room. He would fall asleep in my bed every night. I would put him in his bed, and an hour later he would be back in my room again. So it was kind of getting a little too hectic, and I was like, okay, Isaac's already 19 months and we actually have some plans, a trip that we're going to be doing without the kids a little bit later this year. So I wanted to at least start to wean Isaac at night so that he didn't need that nighttime boob, because I feel that that's the most difficult one to deal with, the nighttime boob, when you start that weaning process. And it's super important, if you're gonna wean your baby like all together, that you start off with a gentle wean and that it's really slowly and really progressive. You know, it goes very smoothly. I mean, give yourself some time if you can. Like I'm starting to think that's kind of my goal, that I would go to 2 years. Because we want to have another baby and we have some other things that we want to start doing and stuff. So that's kind of the goal that I had. So I'm going to start to do like a really gentle wean. And the first, you know, I've already taken a few of the day ones off because he's already in daycare, so that's helped out. So what I'm going to try and do is give him boob as soon as he gets from the daycare home, but not give him the boob before he goes to bed, because he falls asleep with that one, and that's kind of the one that he's more attached to. And I've been doing this the last few days, the last like 4 days, and it's worked really, really well. In fact, because he's able to go to sleep all through the night and he doesn't come up to my room, he stays in his bed. So it's worked really, really well, and I've been able to put them both to bed together. So it's worked awesome. So I just wanted to share some of those techniques with you. But first of all, I just wanted to remind you, once again, I always say this, remember that weaning is a process that both of you have to be comfortable with. Don't do it because you're forced to, or don't do it because you think it's the age that you have to start weaning, or someone else has told you. You have to feel like super emotionally confident with it, because if not, you're going to project that to your child too, and your child has to be ready for it too emotionally. So I've kind of assessed our situation, and I thought, you know, I'm going to start trying it, see how he feels, and then I'll know, you know, if he starts on crying or if he's getting up through the night, then I'll kind of start to realize that maybe it's not the right time to start doing this, and I need to kind of adjust my plans and take it slowly. So what I started doing basically is, first of all, another really important thing to mention is, if your baby is not taking milk at night, because that's when they take a large volume of their milk, like 20% of their intake, remember that their defenses are going to start to go down, and if they're in daycare, they're exposed to more like bacteria and viruses and stuff like that. So make sure also that you are including like some immune boosters in your child's diet. This is what I've been giving my kids when I wanted to help them with that. It's called elderberry extract. There's also echinacea, or even you can just put like chop up little bits of ginseng or ginger on your toddler's water. Put it in there so that it kind of like the good stuff from it comes out into the water, so they drink it. It's not spicy, it's actually really nice. It just gives the water a nice different flavor. My kids like it, so that's one of the things you can do too, and add a little bit of garlic in their food and stuff like that. So those are just great things to help them boost their immune system, seeing as, you know, you're starting to take that natural immune boost that they had from your breast milk. So again, my tips, one, what I've been doing. So basically what I do is I sit down on their bed with them together. Yes, 3 of us on that bed or on that one, and I read a book that they really like, that both of them really like. They really like this book. I don't know if anybody has seen this book. I actually bought it in like in a secondhand sale at the library when they sell off their books. It's called Yikes, and it's by Robert Florzak. It's really good because it's all about animals, and it doesn't have any words. It's just like pictures, but you say like words like yippee and wee and whoa and stuff like that. So they really, really enjoy this book. And then what I do is I start to put calming music on. So I use my Alexa, that Amazon thing, and we put like relaxing music, calm music, like sleep musics. And then what I do also is, as soon as we finish the book, we turn off the lights and I put one of these little light thingies on. Okay, this is like a really old one that we had just lying around. I've already ordered a nice one from Amazon that has like stars and stuff, and it's like a pretty light. So then it's not completely dark, so they feel comfortable, they feel safe, you know, they can still see me, feel me. And then what I do is I put them like a blanket, something comforting, or it can be a stuffed animal. We have Jeffrey the giraffe right there, something, whatever they like. And then we do like a song, so I sing Twinkle Twinkle, or Incy Wincy Spider, something that is calming for them. And I'm not lying to you, within like 2 minutes they fall asleep. It's so quick and easy, and it's all been, like, you see, this natural process from them coming out from the bath. No TV. That was my big mistake with Samuel. I would let him watch TV after he had come out of the bath, and he would watch PJ Masks. So he's like on this high of like superhero and action. So we took all of that away from Samuel too. That's because I wanted to have a bedtime routine that worked with both of them in synergy. It wasn't that I was having to do something for one and another thing for the other one. So this works for, if you have a few kids, it's awesome because you can put them all to sleep at the same time. Okay, and then finally what I would do is, because we do this in one bed, either Samuel's or Isaac's, I'll bring Isaac to his bed, put the blanket on him, and then I will just leave Samuel there too, or maybe if Samuel's still awake, I'll maybe lay with him for a little bit longer. And that just brings me to another point right there. Don't expect your breastfed child, if you are in a weaning process, for you to just put him in the crib and go to sleep, okay? Awake. It's very difficult for that to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's very difficult. And the reason why it's difficult is because that child has been used to you being his comfort for his whole life. So you mean comfort, you mean security, and that's why he's able to just drift off, you know? And especially if you've been giving him boob to go to sleep, like Isaac has for his entire life, you know, he's 19 months, that's the only way he knows how to go to sleep. Obviously, because my breast milk releases melatonin, and that's what sends him off to sleep and to drift off very easily. So with him not having that anymore, you know, it's difficult for him to just go to sleep from, you know, shut his eyes and go to sleep. So that's why it's important for you to spend a little bit of time with him, snuggles, kisses. If he feels you and smells you, you know, your baby's going to be that more relaxed. Okay, he's not taking your breast milk and he's not having booby time right before bedtime or drifting off to sleep, but he does feel you, so he does have that security. So the last thing he does before he drifts off is he can smell you, he can feel you, your heartbeat. He still remembers that, or she still remembers that from being in the womb, and because of all the time they've had that present there when they're breastfeeding. So just take all these things into consideration. I feel like sometimes we're too harsh with this whole bedtime routines and with the sleeping process, and that they have to sleep all night and stuff like that. So just take it easy, try different things. But definitely my big take on all of this is that it has to be like start to wind them down process. Okay, so if you do a bath, that's perfect. Try some, you know what I do, I get some my kids don't do too well with aromatherapy oils, so what I do is I buy the lavender and the calendula flowers, and then I boil them, and then I take the water and put it in the bath. I'll even add some like oatmeal or something like that, so it releases the oatmeal, the juices from the oatmeal, and I'll put that in the bath. And then so it's a nice relaxing bath. And then once we come into the bedroom, I try to wind things down slowly. And then like I do the book thing, then turn off the main light, leave the little lamp on. Then we do a little bit of the relaxing music wow, that's been amazing. I heard so many people say that, but I never really wanted to do it because I didn't want them to be dependent on that to go to sleep. But it just helps them to relax, okay, and to drift off. And you can get that type of music anywhere you go now. So it's not like, you know, it's something that, you know, you're going to find it difficult if you're in another environment. You can just take that with you. So that really has helped. And like I said, the most thing that has helped is that I spend that time hugging, you know, kissing, snuggling, and then he drifts off to sleep, and then I can put him in his bed and I leave the blanket. And the blanket has really helped because he never used to like a blanket when he slept with me, but I think because it just gives him that comfort and that we are together with the blanket before he goes off to sleep, it just leaves him that sense of warmth and comfort. So it's really helped. And I think as long as we can keep it up, you know, the consistency too, try and keep on doing that every night. But at the same time, be flexible. You know, if it doesn't work one night, then, you know, it's okay. Come back to bed and we can co-sleep like we've always done. But then the next night, try it again, okay? And that's the main advice that I can kind of give if you're in this weaning process. Start off with the night, you know, take a few of the day ones off, but the night one is the most difficult one. So you'll probably want to start like I did, take some of the day ones off, and then I'm not saying don't do the night one, just don't do it before they go to sleep, like so they fall asleep on the boob. Like give them booby time like after dinner or before dinner or however you want to do it, but not so that they're drifting off at the boob, because then it's going to make that going to sleep learning process even more difficult, because all they've known is how to go to sleep with boob in their mouth pretty much. So kind of think about your child's process and what's going on in their head so it can be a gentle wean. Remember that it's really important, especially with breastfed children, you want the weaning process to be very gentle so it doesn't cause like any trauma or stress or psychological impact, both to them and to you, because it also impacts us emotionally. That's a really big emotional process. It's kind of like you're dealing with postpartum again when you wean your child. And if anyone has any experiences or want to share anything, please, because it's different for all of us. All kids are different. It's a unique process for all of us. So you can learn and kind of like adjust whatever you're doing depending on what other people are doing and what's working for them. Bye, mommies.